In this live coding session, we're going to try our hand at setting up continuous delivery for an Xcode project using GitHub Actions. Hey everyone, welcome to the Quality Coding stream. Great to see the happy chatting and the greetings already taking place in the chat. If you're here, drop in, say hello. Hey. Hello, people, good people. For those of you who are new or are watching after the fact and stumbled upon this, what is this? My name is John Reed. I am a technical agile coach with Industrial Logic, and I go around helping teams in various companies become excellent. Really become the great teams that they can be. And my forte, not my only hand, but my forte is in the technical practices. And that's kind of what I want to explore here, even though this is kind of solo, but not exactly, because folks are here. All of y'all in the chat are here. And helping me out as I stumble through this. So great to see everybody. And if you haven't already said hello, say hello. All right. Let me set some context, especially for new folks. Happy New Year. I enjoyed my break from life quite a bit. Great family time together, and so thanks for being patient as I was offline for a while there. And Theo's in the house. And I failed to greet everyone else by name. Grant and Marcus and Haresh and Rick and Al and Mudshark. So since we're getting back into this after a break, let me set a little context to remind myself as well as you what I'm trying to do here. I'm calling this series TDD in a Swift UI world. It's kind of a it's not clickbaity, because that's what I want to get to, but it wasn't. It's a catchier phrase, I thought, than extreme programming in a modern Swift app. I just didn't think that would interest people. But that's sort of what I'm doing, because even though, so we haven't done any TDD, we haven't done any Swift UI. Heck, the app itself, want to see the app? Let's see, the app itself is still just hello world. But here's the thing. I want to get that hello world to the customer. That's super important, to create a walking skeleton that goes end to end, so that we can ship code to the customer and get feedback. This is one of the big ideas around what I would call modern. It's not modern extreme. It's extreme programming. But extreme programming itself has changed over the last 20 years, and as it should. It keeps growing. It keeps getting better. There wasn't no Swift UI, but there certainly was delivery to the customer. And part of what we want to do is set up a walking skeleton end to end, get hello world there into the hands of the customer, and then we can iterate. So where are we? Back to the tree. This is a discovery tree, which is a great way to visualize work. It's a way of communication for for the folks who are doing the work to know what's next, what have we done, where are we blocked, how are things. Managers can take a quick look and see what's going on. It is a great invention of the fast agile folks, FAST. So where are we? We are, if we look for the orange, we see we're still doing project setup. I want to get to CD, but I found a couple other things that I want to sort of sweep up along the way. One is I was making a blog post that is going out, I think tomorrow morning, about replacing this, the main entry point. This is the main that we've set up so that SwiftUI can launch whatever it wants to, but for testing purposes, it will just fire up a do nothing empty app. Hey, Ignacy, Happy New Year. So let me show you, let me revert my changes here and mark this. I want to show you what I mean by this, because I think this is an important thing. So I want to explore avoiding else. And to do that, let's get to there we go, get reset hard. Okay. So as I was writing my blog post about this technique, I noticed, code smell. And the code smell is the else. Something, again, I've learned from the fast agile folks who, yes, it does have a public repo. Actually, I just had it up, didn't I? No, hang on a second. Let me find it. If you want to follow along, see what I've done, there's the repo. Thank you. So, else, something I've learned from the fast agile folks who learned it from a object-oriented guru, I'll say, named Fred George. A number of principles around doing really tight, small, clear code. And one of those principles is get rid of else statements. You may wonder why. Like, what the hell's wrong with an else statement? Isn't that fundamental to programming? Well, the problem with an else statement, this isn't bad. This is just a few lines. Aha, Marcus. But imagine, like, short circuit, a guard clause. Imagine we have a bunch of code here, like this. And all of a sudden, the else shows up. And now you have to keep track of things. As you read this, the reader, good stuff in the chat there, guys. The reader has to keep in their head, did I do this or that, and what happened? And so rather than doing that, the way to eliminate an else statement is with a short circuit, an early return, like that. Actually, to test this out, let me first go to not main, test app, and I'll put in the print statement that I failed to learn how to do the first time. It goes like this. It's a little funny looking, but we have to, in order to swallow up the results of printing, we assign it to nothing. I understand this is just for the entry point, but for an object like user defaults, we should use polymorphism, right? I mean, to not introduce test logic inside a production object. Yeah, definitely polymorphism is the object-oriented way of working. And I would definitely prefer it. But here, yeah, we're just doing one bit, and sometimes polymorphism itself might not be the path you want to take at first, because you just have a few lines, and it's like, do I want to go through and set up all this stuff just for a few lines? Maybe not. Maybe not. That gets back to Kent Beck's rules. Rules of simple design. Martin Fowler summarizes them nicely. Number 1 rule, it must pass the test. Rules 2 and 3, reveals intention and no duplication. And then the lowest priority one, fewest elements. So you don't want to spread things like too thin. We want to have few elements. So at this point in the game, I don't want to set up a big old thing, especially because this is just the main entry point. So let me, again, just to see what we got here, right? If I run this, it should say get inbox app. There we go. But if I test this, it says test app. So that's what we want to see. I wish I had a nice way of driving this with tests, but again, it's because it's at the main entry point. Yeah, it is like a factory, and it's so far back that I don't want to set up more of a mechanism to do it, nicely and cleanly and extensively, because I'm not going to extend it. I just want it done and out of the way. So here we are. Where were we? Oh yeah. So an early return should give us the same thing of the test app, which means I can now get rid of the else. And that's the magic that works in most languages, is to just say, allow yourself an if and get out. So testing this manually, this bit of refactoring here. Yeah, okay, so this works. So I'm going to commit this. I'll go ahead and commit it with the print statements. Yeah, what the heck? How do I commit? Here we go. I'm not used to Xcode still. Removed. This is a... It doesn't give me my template. Okay, forget this. I'm going to go back. Sublime merge. I might look into that. So let me just check in the entry point. Like that. And this was a non-provable refactoring. Well, except is it? it is kind of provable. But it's not test supported. So I'm going to say R bang bang in terms of risk. Remove else in main entry point. Push that. Whoa. I must have made some changes. Let's pull. So, you know what? Forget it. I'll do the pushing later. By provable, let's see. Where is the... Here we go. Provable refactorings. These are refactorings. It's a catalog of refactorings that if you do them step by step, they will maintain the same bug for bug compatibility. And so they're very small things. Let's see if I can find one as an example. The core 6. Shoot. I forget how this works. How this site works. So I'm going to have to go back and explore over this because it's been a while. But basically it was a set of things where, like, if you introduce a return statement, it should do this. And if you see the same results, you've proven that it is unchanged, even without a test. So it's a nice way to go. If you have tests, it's like even stronger. So we have this. Now, this is how I would do it in most languages. Swift has a guard clause, which makes this explicit. So for a guard clause, and here's where I miss, my gosh, I'm barely into streaming in a new year, and I'm going to say app code. Forgive me. In app code, I would just select this and option enter, and it would bring up some choices like, what do you want to do with this if statement? Do you want to move things around? Haha. Oh. And one of the choices was, do you want to convert this to a guard clause? It is the kind of thing that I hope we start to write tools for. I hope to give a talk this year about taking control of our tooling. The TLDR of my talk is that Apple has made Swift open source, and a bunch of things, tooling around it is starting to become open source. Yeah, I'm curious to see how Marcus's work on the Nova editor will play into this. It's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about, Marcus, of like, we need tools. Historically, we've written them ourselves. Why can't somebody make a little thing that says, here's an if statement. We can convert it to a guard clause if it follows these rules. The rules are guard else. Oh, and this flips. The conditional flips. So now it says make sure that XE test case is nil. That is, we are not testing. In fact, I kind of want to pull this out as an explanatory thing. Anyone who stumbles upon this might not be able to read this. But let me check this first. Do a run, git inbox app, do a manual check. All right, and so that again, I don't have tests to support this, so I'm gonna say this is a little bit risky, but I checked it by hand. You know what? I checked it by hand, so my confidence is up. So I'm gonna say, you know, that wasn't risky. Change to guard clause. So here's another thing. You know, are we even going to get to continuous delivery today? We'll see. Sorry if this is false advertising. This I would like to explain, because somebody looking at this might, even when I read it, it's like, huh? What does it mean? I would like to extract this as a method. Haha. I say haha because it worked. Let me do it again, and I'll show you what I avoided. What I avoided was going here and going here. Basically, click, navigate, extract to method. There, yeah, shocker. I avoided that with custom key binding. This is, even though I've set Xcode into presentation mode, it decides to keep like everything teeny tiny. So apologies to folks who are watching on smaller devices, but I set up shortcuts for the refactoring that Xcode claims to have, and sometimes it works. So for extract to method, I have Control Command M. Think method. And that, I have some other ones, N for rename, and V for extract all occurrences to a variable. So let's do this. This is guard. Is not testing or not testing. What should this say? Not in test case. I want to think about it from the point of view of the call site. Guard, not testing, else test app and get out. So it's not is production. Oh, no, it is production. Let's see how it looks. Again, that was my key binding there. Control Command N to rename. It goes through that superfluous animation, but rename tends to work. Rename is the one that works almost all the time. Really, it doesn't work for you? Let's see how this looks. Guard is production, else, you know, that's pretty good. And I'm going to take this and move it down. let's just say private. So this is introducing an explaining method so that it says guard is production, else test app get out. So I think this is good. I'm going to give it one quick go. Yeah. And this was an automated thing. Oh, this is where provable is. Man, it's been a while since I've coded. Provable is down here, lower risk. From published recipes. This is what I need to refresh myself about. If I'm following a recipe, it's okay, even if it doesn't have test support. So this is extract explaining method is production. And with that, I'm ready now to revert these other changes for the print statement. Now I should be able to pull, which will rebase on top of whatever changes I made. And now I can push. Okay. This may not be the continuous delivery episode, but hopefully we'll start it. But this is better. This is better. And this is the kind of attention to detail that I try to coach in when I'm sitting with teams. Is everyone, you know, there's always pressure to go fast, go fast, go fast. But in the name of going fast, we are slowing down our future selves, or the new person who would come in and say, what the hell is this NS class from string XC test case equals nil? Like, what does that mean? Well, now it says what it means. All right. Ta-da, that's one thing. Did that. Mark it green. Here's another. When we were working on the build, the automated build, here, let's just go to where it is. I am using Maxim Lobanov's setup xcode action, whatever these are called. Yeah. So that I can say select xcode 1501. And there was a question of after we worked through the pain of figuring out the right incantation that it needs to not be macOS latest. We need to specify 13 because latest might be not latest. Once we got that, then 1501 was available. What we were wondering was, can we get by without this by doing it ourselves? Let's give it a try. And I'm going to need your help. Name. So instead of uses with, I think this is going to be run sudo, what is it? How do we set the xcode? Xcode, you know, the version of xcode to use. Xcode select, thank you. Xcode select, so if I say sudo xcode select there, something like this. I'm going to copy this and change it up. Can I now say 1501 01. So basically, my hypothesis is that this is doing what this does. And if so, one of the principles that I want to try to stick to for this project is to reduce dependencies. If you've ever worked on, had the fun of working on React Native, wow, it's kind of fun, but you say, add React, and React is like, well, I depend on these 25 things. And each of those 25 things maybe depends on, another 10 things. And so you end up sucking in the whole world. Swift Package Manager could fall into that if we are not careful. Yeah, thank you, thank you. So let's see what we got here. Oh, 15.1 is available? Well, that would be good. Okay, let's try that. Thank you. Let's do it. So in the hope that this will work, I'm going to delete this because if it goes bad, I just revert it, right? So the question is, will this work? All right, let's check it in. This is an environment change. Here, I'll show you full on thing. It's an environment change. It's not exactly a code change. It's for sort of the build stuff. So let's see. Build sets Xcode itself without. I don't like this. Again, from working with the Fast Agile folks, they taught me something that's not particular to Fast Agile, and that is, don't describe in flowery words. Say like what it does. Especially when it reverts, you can see that it reverts something. So I'm not being very clear. What I mean is that this should be, if I put on my writing hat from writing a book or blogging, if you write a blog, you may know that to avoid passive tense, passive words, instead say use an active thing. Set Xcode in build like that. Drum roll. Let's see if it works. And this is going to take a little time. And then we'll see. Remove xcode-setup dependency. Nice. Yeah, that would have been good. All right. Let's go to the project and see how it goes. Something else I learned. Yeah. Nice, concise summaries. Something else I learned about GitHub Actions is that I worked on a project over the break that I haven't written about yet, but it's a Swift package to help with testing, and because it doesn't need an app, it's just Swift code. I didn't have to build it on a Mac. I could tell GitHub, just build this on Ubuntu, and doggone, it's so much faster to spin up an Ubuntu instance than it is to spin up a Mac instance. Like incredibly fast. Just a few seconds and it's done. Here we are. Oh, hey, look at this. Now, even before it's done, I can, because we have logging, I can see this worked. This is great. So thank you. I forget who it was who suggested this. But you know, this is sort of your contributions, your collaboration that's making this this project good. So it's going to go. I'm satisfied. Unless something breaks horribly because it's 1501 instead of 15.1 instead of 1501, which I doubt. And this is also nice because it aligns now with the version of Xcode I'm actually using. In a team setting, you'd want to keep all members using what the build system uses, not rushing ahead and using features that are not available to the build system. Okay, well, that's good. Hooray! Let's start talking about continuous delivery. This is going to be a little hairy. I think what we want to do is, I'm going to mark this in progress first. First, I want to be able to do it manually. Oh, Marcus. Thank you so much. Set up basically manual TestFlight as a thing. There's no point in trying to automate something if the underpinnings are not there yet. And then having done that, I want to automate, whatever that means. Part of a discovery tree is we can go deep with like what we know, but at this point, that's good enough for me. I don't need to describe every little thing, just enough to know what's going on and just enough so that other people on the team can look at it at a glance and see where are we and what's next. So let's start. Probably the least fun thing of any project, and that is getting this to work. Oh, and again, this is the kind of thing that people just reach for. Oh shoot! Now my mind is a blank. What's that tool that people use all the time in their to deploy? Fastlane, thank you. Yeah. Again, people reach for Fastlane, and I'm not going to slam Fastlane. I just want to show that, you know, Fastlane under the hood is doing stuff. Can we just do the stuff without doing Fastlane? Let's find out. But first, let us set up manual deployment and figure out how that's going to work. And here, Xcode Cloud makes it easy. That's good to hear. That was a smart move on Apple's part to make it like free up to a point. I'm going to stick with, of course, with the road we're on right now. Yep. So I think the first thing I need to do is define a new app. And here are you. So this is going to be new. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, this is the kind of thing that you do so infrequently, and it's a little convoluted that it's easy to mess up. And the answer is go Google it or go search for how it's done and find the errors and whatnot. But I think this is what I need to do. So I'm just going to stick with that. Call it get inbox. Use simplified English. Bundle. We don't have a bundle, I don't think. Or maybe I do. Okay. Help me, help me. The bundle ID must match the one you used in Xcode. It can't be changed. Okay. Help me, help me. What do we do? Boop, 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 boo. Bundle identifier. So we've got it there. Right? But it looks like I have to define that first. Really? Where do I do this? App Store Connect. Was it in a different part? Yeah. Where do I define the bundle ID? No. It was like something weird where I have to go to a different part of the developer Apple thing. Yeah. Is it? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Certificates and identifiers and profiles. And what is it? It's not a certificate. It's an identifier for a bundle. Yep. This looks like it. New app ID. Thank you for doing this with me. I really need your help at this point. It is an app. Let's make sure that matches. Yep. Description. What's this? I'm just going to say that. What does it need? Yeah, okay, just description is a funny thing. It's like, can't I just call it the name of the app, like you said? What does it need? Probably nothing in terms of fancy authorization. Wow, this list just goes on and on. Like if it's just doing basic networking, I think, I don't think we need this. And we must be able to edit this later. Yeah, thank you. All right, so now I should be able to register it. That looks good. Okay, then now we come back here. I'm going to refresh this page because I don't trust it. Do I need now to say here? Here we go, get inbox. Simplified English as opposed to traditional English. User access. What is this? Which users see this app in the App Store Connect? I'm actually not going to publish this. Well, maybe I will. It is for a friend. I do need to think about publishing this. Okay, bundle ID again. What is this? What is this user access? I don't get it. You can limit which users see. If you select full access, all users. will have access. Users with the admin, finance, and report roles cannot have their access. Oh, so since my org is me, I guess it doesn't matter. Invoices. It will have, it is going to have authentication. That is, here's where it, you're gonna open the app. The app itself is going to be a way to look at messages on GitHub. I don't think that affects things. So since this is just me, the team of John, I don't think it matters. I don't know what folks should normally do here. So let's make this. Whoop. App name is already being used? Crap! I did a search for this. I thought I validated this before starting this project. Doggone it. You guys. I'm pretty sure I did a search way back when I was thinking of like, what should this project be? And at that time, there was no Git inbox. Git inbox 2, Electric Boogaloo. Git inbox QC, yeah, maybe. But this is what's going to show in the App Store, right? So, Getting hung up on the most basic things. Git inbound, Git notifier. I don't know if I can change this later is the problem, but Git notifier. Taha! Git inbox, Git, hey, Git buddy. I'm just going to go for it until something, yeah. Get good, get out of here. Get out. Right, get out it is. Oh my gosh. Get on up. You know how you can set up aliases for your shell to do different things, and people use commands for common Git things. And a friend of mine, for Git pull, he has Git down, and for Git push, he uses Git on up. You guys are cracking me up. Fun. Okay. Now that we have this, can I test flight it, and what would that take? I need to add somebody. I need to add me and my friend. And you if you want. To do internal testing, or is this external? Well, me is internal. I forget what this is. Do we need a build first? Is that the next step? Let's have a look. Oh man, this stuff. I don't know if it needs all this. Oh, it's necessary for external testing. So somebody who's, I'd kind of like it to be me at first. So I don't think I need to submit anything here until I start adding other people. So how do we do this? I forget. I just did this the other day. Don't remember. Shave that yak. Yeah. Thank you, Haresh. That was what I remember. Need to create the internal group, and that was making users. So here under this, is it back? Do I have to go back out to here? I must say Apple is really convoluted in terms of like, can't I just use the same site? So should be in Connect. Okay. There was something about adding users though. Users and access. Hey, Bill. Apple in Connect top menu. Oh, thank you. Darn it. Did I time out? Whoop. Have any of you set up a passkey yet? I haven't. Requires Sonoma. And I am on Ventura. Okay. Not going to do that. All right. Super top secret code. We're back here again. App Store Connect users. There's me. Why can't, like, if I'm here, why can't I say, am I not part of the group? Okay, let's try. TestFlight. Internal testing. I'll create a group. Okay. Thank you. Now the hardest part, right? Okay. I notice we're just about at time, but it would be nice to try to finish up the manual part. Okay. Get out. Group name. Tester feedback. So does that, can I now make a build? Let's give it a try. Over here, version 1. Add testers as well. Thank you. Yay. Now, can I say keep my version starting at 0.1 until I do an actual beta release? That is a very good thought. Do you do, I guess for app versioning, we don't need, 0.0.1. That's that semantic versioning I'm used to because most of the time I'm publishing libraries, but I guess that works. So, will that do it if I now set this, right? This is an environment change, set version to 0.1. Can I now select any iOS device, right? This is to make an archive build and say archive. Okay. There it is. Let's validate it. Okay. Got some things missing. So I am at an hour. However, I would like to keep pressing on to finish the manual part of this if possible. So it needs an icon. I can just jam in some silly icon for now, I suppose. So if you're okay sticking around, if you have to go, of course, get out of here. Oh, there are a few more folks. 15 people here. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have to go, go. But I'm on the other hand, I'm thinking about time boxing. And when I've gone over in the past, and it's like, just one more thing, I'm falling into the trap that it's just one more thing. When it's actually like one more thing, and that's going to uncover one more thing, and that's going to uncover one more thing. So, drum roll. You don't need to watch me make an icon and stuff. So maybe this would be a good place to call today. Okay, I'm changing my mind. Simple icons during dev. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is at first, right? Because we can always change it later. Yeah, I'll come up with something. Okay. I think that let's update this. So that is some work to do. There were a number of steps under here that I would like to call out. So let me see if we can't remember what they were. Can we do that real quick? What did we do? We created a bundle. Define app create a testing group, and that was like add self to group. I think these are all the things we did. Again, this is part of, like, if you have a way to visualize work, get it on there. Get it onto your discovery tree, whatever you use, so that for communication, including even when it's solo, to me, communication to my own self, because the next time I do this, I could actually refer to this and go, oh, these are the steps. So the bundle identifier was in certificates, IDs, and profiles. So that was in developer apple.com. I think it'll be helpful for my future, again, thinking of my future self. To put in stuff. They are super, super useful. App Store Connect. I'm just going to stick that in. Actually, even this, I think I can. I don't need a whole complicated thing. I just bear with me. Just because it was confusing about what you do where. And so define app, and this was in TestFlight, right? So I think this will actually help me later on. Also, I'm going to have to blog about this. That's what I want to do with most of this stuff. Create bundle to the new app onboarding. Oh, and I had to make a name. I had to go find a name that didn't clash. So a fair number of steps. I'll make the icon and we can continue, hopefully, to deploy hello world and then set about automating it. So that is the plan going forward. You don't have to jump between. Oh, you're saying, Marcus, you're saying Apple should have done this. Yeah. It is confusing. You know, how long have I been doing this? Thank you, Haresh, especially for your help. And hopefully actually even putting this down myself by not just absorbing the information, but reproducing the information on the discovery tree. That wires up things inside of your brain when you say it. That's why teachers know how to teach. And so hopefully I'll grow up one day and I'll be like Haresh, and I'll be able to say, go over to developer.apple.com. Okay, now go to App Store Connect. Oh, thank you, Calerio, for the subscription. Very nice. All right. That is a wrap for this time. I'm I'm going to get out of here and you get out of here. Thank you for your help. And we'll continue next time. As usual, for those of you who are watching this after the fact on YouTube, if you've gotten this far, hey, do the things. Subscribe and like and whatnot. But other than that, the plan will be see you next week, and then the real uncertainty will start when we get past Hello World. All right. Thanks again. Thanks for coming, and I hope to see you next week. Take care.